Okay, so welcome to our team call. It is the last day in February, which I feel like our team calls don't usually fall on the last day of the month. I know the last day of the month is can be super crazy because everyone's pushing for Success Club, and so it can get a little nerve-wracking. But one thing that I learned last month, and Katie is on this call, so she can attest to this, is that it's really important, especially if you have Success Club 5 or 10, you've hit it, to make sure that everything's looking good and it's saying that you qualified and that your Shakeology home direct orders went through. Because what happened to Katie last month is she hit Success Club 11. Her Shakeology home direct shipped, but for some reason it was saying that she didn't qualify for Success Club. And we learned that you actually only get 5 days to contact Coach Relations about that. And you get two courtesy months where they say you can contact them after the 5 days and they'll still look into it, but you only get 2 for the entire lifetime you're a coach. So it's really, really important to be checking that stuff, especially as you're getting closer to the end of the month. I know I was a little nervous this month because my Shakeology usually ships out on the 27th or the 28th. And with this being a short month, I went in there today and had to make sure that it said that it posted for that shipment. So, and I actually was talking with another one of my coaches today who swears she's on home direct, but for some reason her Shakeology isn't showing up and she is at Success Club 5. And that just gives me anxiety because the last thing you want to do is not have your Success Club count because of something going wrong with your Shakeology order. So it's just really, really important to stay on top of that. And Katie and I learned that last month. And so now I'm super anal about it. And so I go in and I'm checking everything. And I know it can get to be a little bit nerve-wracking on your end too, but believe me, it's so much better to check it kind of leading up to the end of the month than to get to the next month and be like, why didn't I qualify for Success Club? And then you find out for one reason or another your 90 PV of home direct didn't count or something like that. So just make sure you guys are really checking that, because that's something that you wouldn't want to miss out on, Success Starters or Success Club All-Star.
I'm sore, dude.
Okay, now I'm going to mute everybody.
My Monday workout was
Okay, let's mute everybody. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out. And then, like I said, this is my last team call that I'm hosting, I think until April, because I'm not sure when this baby is going to decide to make its appearance. So from here on out, all the leaders are going to be rotating team calls. So they'll still be on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. But it'll be somebody new leading the call every week, which I'm really excited about because it gives different perspectives from all of our coaches that have been coaching for a while. And the Misfit Republic call, I don't really know what's going on with that. I saw the post about that yesterday about how they're halting the call for a while and they're working on something new and great. And I'm really excited to see what that is. But for now, there is no Misfit Republic call on Monday nights. So that is kind of on hold. So the only calls really are the National Wake Up Call on Mondays at 10 and then this call on Tuesday nights at 8. So tonight I'm really excited to talk about this because this topic, which is sharing your journey and transformation posts, because it's something that I kind of shied away from, the transformation post part. And it's something that I've really started to implement again in my business, and I'm seeing a lot of good traction with it. And it's super simple. And I actually got it from a training that I'm doing right now with Josh Coates, who is the guy who spoke the first 2 weeks of the Tribe United leadership series that we just finished. And I'm doing his training called The Art of Recruiting. And so he shared this technique, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's so simple and easy to implement. And it's a really, really effective way of sharing your journey. So I hope you guys are ready to take notes because I didn't make any slides. And I'm just going to be sharing my screen and kind of showing some examples. But the first thing I wanted to share with you is a lot of times I know that we're all like, okay, what are we posting about each day? And so he gave us a formula which is based on 4 posts a day. And it's 1 post is health and fitness, 1 post is motivation, and then 2 posts are lifestyle posts. So your health and fitness and your motivation can be you sharing your journey and you sharing personal development or sharing recognition, sharing about your workout program, sharing a transformation, something like that. And then the 2 lifestyle posts are things outside of health and fitness. So we talk about, those 5 things you're passionate about. So it's those things to give people more insight into just who you are and what you're passionate about. So I love that formula because every day then you can go through and you can plan out. This is, okay, so every day I need a health and fitness post, I need a motivational post, and then my 2 lifestyle posts. And it just makes it really simple. And then he takes it a step further. And he says, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the health and fitness post is going to be a transformation post of your own. So it is going to be on Tuesdays, it's a Transformation Tuesday. And on Thursdays, it's Throwback Thursday. And it is sharing your personal transformation in some way. And then on Sundays, it is a coaching transformation post. So sharing how coaching has changed your life. And there's a super simple formula for this. It's basically for the transformation post in the Throwback Thursday post. It's creating a photo side by side. So the first photo is you, like your before photo, and the second is your after, and you put them side by side. And then what you do is you talk about what you felt like in the first photo, so how you're feeling, not just like how you looked, but you have to get a little bit deeper in how you were feeling in that first photo. And then you talk about how you feel now in the second photo. So you talk about your transformation. And one thing that I noticed that I do that I have to work on is I try and jam like my whole transformation story into one post. But the cool thing about doing this every Tuesday and Thursday of every week is you can focus on just one single aspect of your transformation with each post. So what I would recommend doing is sitting down and talking and writing down, how have I changed from my before to my after, and list out all the different ways. And then each Tuesday and each Thursday, you can pick one way that these programs have changed you, and you can talk about that. And that way you're not making these long storybook posts, which I know I could write for days. And you're just focusing on one thing. And then you have posts that you can create or that you can use for a long period of time because you have all these different things that you can talk about. And you're going to be able to talk about different things as you keep going on your journey because you're going to have a continuous transformation. And a transformation doesn't have to be from like the beginning of a program to the end of a program, or from like 5 years ago to now. It can literally be from last week to this week, or it can be from, a year ago to now. So that is like a super, super simple formula. And the key to this is consistency, because as we all know, I say this all the time, only 8 to 12% of your network is seeing any given post. So the likelihood that people are seeing every single Tuesday and Thursday transformation post that you make is very unlikely. And people have to see this stuff like 7 times before they actually will reach out to you and ask you about it. So that's why it's so important to kind of switch it up and be talking about different parts of your transformation every time. And then you can cycle back. After a month, you could cycle back to that first topic and talk about it again and just keep talking about it. So I wanted to give you guys some examples of photos, because I know sometimes too photos can get, we're like, well, how do I take transformation photos? So I'm going to share my screen. And my first tip for photos is to just take a lot of them, because you never know when you're going to be able to go back and use a photo. So this is the transformation post I did last Thursday. It was a Throwback Thursday post. And I was like, you know what? We were getting ready for our honeymoon last year at this time. So I went back and I found this photo that I had taken. And I was like, I still have that suit. I'm going to take another photo in that suit of me today. And so it's perfect because it's the same exact swimsuit. It's the same pose. And that's what you want with a transformation post or a before and after, is you want to be in the same clothes. You want to be in the same pose, preferably in the same spot, so that you can easily see the difference between the photos. So this was an awesome one. I got a huge response on this one. And one of my friends, Jenny Rearson, she is on Misfit Republic. She does like the most awesome transformation posts. So I just want to bring up a couple of her photos to give you guys some ideas. So this is one that hopefully you guys can see this. It's kind of small, but this is one that is perfect. So she took a picture of her in her jeans. So it doesn't always have to be like a swimsuit or a sports bra and some, workout shorts. I would encourage you guys to get creative. So here's one in some jeans. You can clearly see the difference from left to right, but she's wearing the same exact outfit. She's in the same place in her house. She's in the same exact pose. So it's very, very easy to see the difference in that one. Here, this one is super powerful. So she took a photo of herself in a plank and shared her transformation throughout. And it's so easy to see the difference. Again, same exact pose, same exact clothes, same exact spot. So you can easily see, how she's changed. This is another great one. So she did a side punch. This is from Core de Force. So here she's not in the same clothes, but she's in the same exact pose, and you can see the difference easily. So that's what you want. You want to be able to really easily see the difference between the two photos. And that's why it's so important to take so many photos, is because, like I said, you never know when you're going to do these transformation posts. You don't always want to be posting the same before and afters. You want to have a wide variety in different outfits and different poses, whether it's front, side, plank, jeans. She did a great one recently in a shirt that she had, a Misfit Republic shirt, and she showed how it fit her like 3 months ago and how it fits her now, just in that shirt. So it wasn't even like a workout photo. It was an outfit. And Pictures are so, so, so powerful. So if you guys can nail this, it speaks volumes. And a picture is what catches someone's attention when they're scrolling, and then they're going to read the post. Usually it's not the wording that grabs them first. So not being scared to take a ton of photos and start putting together these transformation posts. And then, like I said, using the formula where it's just, what did you feel like then in the first photo? What do you feel like now? And what has gotten you there? So, and then there's a call to action at the end. So the call to action, if you guys want to write this down, the call to action at the end of every single transformation post, so there's going to be 2 call to actions a week, is if you're in the same place I was and are ready to take a step on your journey, comment below, I'd love to give you more details. So I'll say that again. This is how you want to finish that transformation post. If you're in the same place I was and are ready to take a step on your journey, comment below. I'd love to give you more details. And so it's really important that we're sharing, how we were feeling in the beginning, because we're telling people then, if you are feeling the same way I was feeling, I have a solution for you, because look at me now. So if you guys do this every single Tuesday and Thursday, you are going to create momentum, and you have to give it a try for like 3 months. That's kind of my rule whenever I'm trying something new, is I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to try it for a week and see how it goes. I've got to do it consistently for 3 months to see what the traction is. So you might start doing it and be like, the first week, be like, oh, well, I'm not getting, a great response. But as you do it week after week after week after week, it's you sharing your journey with these programs, and people will start to notice, and people will start to comment, and they will start to message, and they will start to ask you what you're doing. But it's that consistency that's key. And consistency is, 3 months, 6 months. It's not just like a week or a month. And I know we all want things to happen so quickly in our business. So especially when you're excited about like implementing something like this, if you're not seeing immediate results, it's hard to be like, oh, this is working. But you will find that over time, you're going to see that more people are reaching out to you, more people are asking about your journey, because you're sharing it every single week. So that is kind of like a super, super simple way to share your journey and share your transformations. And I wanted to give a couple more examples, because we've had a few coaches that have done some great ones recently, because I've started teaching this in our new coach basics, because I want everyone, I just think it's such a powerful way to make sure that we're sharing. And I need to, there we go. So that was one I did last Thursday. Here's the one I did today. Which was a similar photo right here. A similar photo. I wasn't in the same suit, but I was in the same pose. But I talked about something different in the text. So even though the photo is similar, I touched on a different part of my transformation. And then, so that was another one kind of a year ago to today. And then, let's see, last week I shared another one. Let's find it. And then I'll show you some other great ones. Next Monday. Here's one I did last week. So it's in workout clothes. same bottoms, different top, but same spot. So, I could do a side one, but the cool thing is it's a before and it's an after. And I'm going to pull up, Katie, I hope you don't mind me pulling yours up, but you had a really, really good one too. That I wanted to show everybody. Katie's been doing a great job with these. Monique Sanchez posted a great one today as well. Maybe I should just go here, this one. Here's one that Katie did like 2 weeks ago that got a great response. So it was a before and after. And if you want to see great transformation posts, you should check out her post because she dives really deep into her feelings and how she was feeling. And it resonates so well with her network. So that was a really good one. Here's another one she just did last week that got another really great response. So it can be you talking about, like mine were examples of like a year ago to now. Hers are examples of, I don't know if she gives a specific time frame, but it's quite a while ago compared to now. Or it can be, like I said, like last month compared to this month, or last week compared to this week. Kristen, one of my coaches, Kristen, does awesome transformation posts as well. She actually just shares her results every week from doing the 21-day fix and from our challenge group. So this last week she did her back. The week before that, I think she did her side photos. And she just shares her weekly results on her page. Let's see. I'm almost there, I promise. I really should just look at, instead of scrolling. Where is it? I know it's close. Okay, while I'm looking, let's look at the chat. There we go. So this is a really good one too. And she just shares her results, and it's a side photo. So those are just a couple examples of how you can share your transformation. And now I'm going to read some of these. So Courtney, so just doing like this. So Kristen's only been doing this program for 6 weeks. So she's just taking photos in different positions. So front photo, side photo, back photo, plank photo, photo in different clothes. Just getting creative with your different photos that you're taking. And then in each one, you can talk about something different, a different part of your transformation. And yes, great suggestion, Caroline. So yeah, you can also use like a photo like Katie did from, a year or two ago and compare it to now. Sorry. Should have turned my chat off. So that's kind of, a really, really easy way to not only share your transformation, but also share your journey, because you're constantly talking about it and people can follow you from start to finish. And it doesn't have to be a weight loss journey. For a lot of us, it's a weight loss journey, but for me, it's not a weight loss journey right now. It's a freaking weight gain journey like crazy. But you can still use that to inspire people. Maybe it's a toning up journey, so you can show how you've toned up over the last month. It doesn't have to be like a significant weight loss, and it doesn't have to be like photos that are crazy different. So you just do the before and the after, and then you talk about the transformation in your post. So that's the Transformation Tuesday and the Throwback Thursday. For Sunday, for the coaching post, you use the same exact formula, except you don't need to do a before and after because it's not really a coaching before and after. Just make it a really pretty picture of yourself, like a really eye-catching photo of something that will resonate with your network. So if you're a mom, a nice photo of you and your family, or just a really professional looking photo of yourself, something that will catch people's eye. And then you use the same exact formula. So it's, what did you feel like then when you started coaching? What do you feel like now? What has coaching given you? And then you can use a same call to action. So instead of saying, and you can literally the same call to action. If you're in the same place I was and are ready to take a step on your journey, comment below, because that's not really specific to health and fitness. You can also loop in there, something about your challenge group, or something about a coaching sneak peek, or what is coaching webinar. So it's really easy at the end to just plug that in there. And if you do that every Sunday night, then you've got a coaching call to action every week, and you've got 2 health and fitness call to actions every week. And that's going to start compounding over time, and people are going to start asking you about what you're doing. So that was really short. I was trying to keep it short. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. But it was a really simple formula that I was really, really excited to share with you guys, because like I said, sometimes I think, or a lot of times I know that I can overcomplicate this business, and it's really easy to overcomplicate it. But if we just stick to these simple formulas and do them well and do them consistently, that's going to be what builds our business. And as long as we're sticking to the basics, which is sharing our journey and just telling people what this is doing for us, then we're going to attract people who want the same thing to us. And it's going to make our conversations a whole lot easier. So one last tip he gave us is, when you're doing these posts, you can then go back, and once you've made the post, like the next day, you can go back and go through everyone who liked your post and send them a message. And the message is super easy. All you have to say is, and it's a really easy way to start a conversation about health and fitness. So they've already liked your transformation post. So all you have to say is, thank you so much for liking my post. I really appreciate it when people support my journey and send good vibes my way. Are you on a health journey too? Make it your own words, make it sound like you, but that's like the premise of it. Because you already know they're following your journey, and you already know they're supporting your journey. So you're just thanking them, and then you're asking them if they're on a journey too. It's a super easy way to get your conversation started on health and fitness right away. So that's kind of how you turn those likes into conversations. And if you have 150 people, or even if you have like 30 people that like your post, there's potentially 30 new conversations that you can have. And not everyone's going to respond, but you never know. You never know who's going to respond. I was actually doing a message like that today to someone, and I thought about not messaging this person, and I was like, no, I'm just going to message her. And she responded right away and was really interested in what I was doing. So you just never know. So that's really all I've got. I wanted to keep it simple, and I wanted to keep it short, and I wanted to open it up to you guys at the end here. So I'm going to unmute. you all can unmute yourselves. And does anybody have any questions or tips about transformation posts, things they've done that works really well for them? I noticed that the more open you are and the more vulnerable you are and the more you talk about really how you were feeling, the better the response, because there are a lot of people that are feeling the same way. So does anybody want to?
So I feel like I've been out of the game for a little bit. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like I took off January pretty much because I was going through a little bit of a big funk, right? Like I blew off, well, I didn't blow off. I just ended my engagement, and I was still living with my ex-fiance until the 1st of January. It was very civil, but still. And then January, we got the keys to the new place, and we got to fix up the new place, and all this, all this stuff was going on. And so I was like, I need to like mentally focus, and I need to mentally get back into my head before I can help anyone else, because honestly, I was lost, right? Like I was lost. Like I had lost my whole sense of myself. Like I had lost, I just needed to reconfigure myself, and it hurt my business a lot. And I still had a little momentum from previous postings, but still it hurt my business a lot. And so this month was a huge struggle for me, and it still is, and I'm still pushing right now. Like I think I still have 3 people who are interested, and I'm still trying to like get them to sign up, so I can hit a C right now. And it's the last day of the month, and that's not cool. But what I'm trying to say is that last transformation post that I posted, or that picture, I don't want to say I use it as a weapon, but I use it as like my main attention grabber, because honestly, when you do have whether you have a big transformation or you don't, your transformation is your transformation, and it's powerful. So I used my transformation post as my last hope, right? I knew I needed to build up to it. So I started posting a little bit here and there, because I couldn't post like multiple times a day. You just need to like lead up to it. But when that last transformation picture, it helped me so much, you guys. Like seriously, it is so powerful, because now I feel like I'm back in the game, and now people are interested, and I just need to keep going. You are your most powerful source, and that's what you need to realize. Like no one else, you are your most powerful source. And when you realize how much you have changed and how much you can help people, when you basically, like when you realize your self-worth, and we're all on that self-worth journey, like we're all trying to figure that out. You know how much you can help people, and you know how much Beachbody can help people. So like, if you truly believe it, and like, that's the thing that I think now is helping me more than ever, is like, this seriously, like, yeah, some shit happened in my life, and it's not always good, but you always have to realize that Beachbody helps you become stronger in the ways that you never thought you'd become stronger. And so those transformation posts, whether they're big or they're small, use what you feel. Like Lauren was just saying, use what you feel, because that's where people gravitate. I've had so many people reach out to me about their personal lives now, and now I'm starting to talk to them about more and more. I'm starting to talk deeper and deeper with them. So it's just getting more and more intense, which is great. But it's, like I said, like you are your most powerful source. So you just have to believe in you, and you have to use what you know to help other people as well. So if that helps at all. But.
That was awesome. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, because so the photos are showing a physical transformation, but you don't have to talk about a physical transformation in your post. Like you can talk about the mental transformation, the struggles you've been through, and that's usually the posts that do the best. And I'm going to share my screen again and just show you the post Jenny's talking about if you guys didn't see it. So this is the post she's talking about that she just did like a week ago. And even something Jenny could do is go back and do like her before and after from her very first round of 21 Day Fix Extreme. And she could talk about, the transformation that happened in just those 21 days. So once you've, been doing this for a year or 2 years, it's easy to do like a big transformation post like this. But sometimes too, what you're going to see is people will think, oh, well, I could never do that. I could never have that big of a transformation. So then you could go back and do, okay, this was my before and after one round of 21 Day Fix. Or I think, Jenny, you sent me like your before and after from like the first 2 weeks. You could go back.
14 days.
Yeah, 14 days. You could go back and share that and talk about, the transformation that just happened in those 14 days. So we all have like tons of transformations that we can talk about. And Jenny has an awesome, huge transformation. I don't have like a huge transformation from, when I struggled to now, but I tend to attract people who also don't have a huge physical transformation, but the mental and the emotional transformation are big. And yeah, the physical transformation was there, but it's not like this crazy big one. So if you're like, oh, but I don't have a big transformation, that doesn't matter. Like she said, it's your transformation, and you're going to reach the people who are in a similar spot to you and are feeling the same way you're feeling. So that was a great post. I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention that she talked about, because I talked to a few other coaches who this happened to, was if you like step away from your business for a month, or let's say you hit Success Club like really early on in a month, and then you kind of take a step back and are like, okay, I already hit it. Like now I can like slow down a little bit. You probably are going to feel it the next month. And I know that happened to a couple coaches this month in February. They hit Success Club really early on in January because of the all access. And then they kind of coasted through the end of January and then a little bit into the beginning of February. And then all of the sudden it was like, crap, I haven't been, doing my power hour. I haven't been consistent with my messaging. And now it's the end of the month and people are scrambling. So sometimes you have to take a step away because of things that are going on in your life. But like she said, it's really easy to lose that momentum. So if you can keep working through that, it's really going to benefit you, because it's hard to get momentum back. If you haven't been, doing your power hour, haven't been sharing, it's hard to get that momentum back. You can get it back. I mean, you can definitely get it back, but it's like kind of starting out as a new coach again and rebuilding it. And that takes time. And so I know a couple, not just you, Jenny, I know a couple of other coaches who are experiencing a similar thing this month in February. So anybody else?
I just wanted to add, with the transformations, I don't have a huge transformation. I am a small girl as it is, and I wasn't getting much feedback with my like full body transformations I was posting. I would get a few here and there, but what has really been a huge thing for me is I literally do my mental transformation, how much confidence I've gained and how much like my self-doubt and self-esteem, all that has changed. And that's my market. That's what I'm trying to get anyways. And I am getting those girls now, and I'm getting those people who feel that way. So, and the last one I did was literally a side by side, or they were on top of each other, but different face photos. So it wasn't a full body, and I got a lot of likes, and I follow up every time someone likes. I just follow up with a simple message like, thanks for liking my post, thanks for the support, and do you want to know more about what I'm doing, or something along those lines. And it's been amazing. And I hit Success Club tonight, Lauren.
Yes!
Yeah. That's why I'm on the call. I made it just in time to be on the call.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm so stressed out.
So you guys, this is proof.
Way to go, Allison.
It's not over till it's over. Allison messaged me at like noon today, and she was like, I get off work at 3. I am going to hit Success Club tonight. This is like a non-negotiable. And she
And I
did it. So,
And it was another coach too, so I added another coach.
oh my God, that's amazing.
I can't take another month off. Literally just can't.
So yeah, it's a lot less stressful if you try and hit Success Club in the first half of the month and then start building for the next month, the second half of the month.
Yeah.
It's a lot less stressful. And then you get yourself into a schedule of consistently hitting it at the beginning of the month and then building for the next month. But, you know, sometimes life happens. You don't have to learn. That is awesome. But again, that is a great point. It's about how you feel. And that's why that formula is so important with how you felt at the beginning and how you feel now. It's the feeling it's the emotion that people connect to. The photo grabs their attention.
Right.
But the emotion is what they really connect to. And so constantly sharing that. And you're gonna feel like you're gonna feel like you sound like a broken record. Like, I know even I'm like, okay, I gotta do a Tuesday post, I gotta do a Thursday post, I gotta do a Tuesday post, I gotta do a Thursday post. Okay, what am I gonna talk about this week? What am I gonna talk about this week? But that's why it's really helpful to like break it up and really try and just focus on one single element of it each time. And then just save your posts, you guys. So once you write one, save the photo, save the text in a Google Drive, and like a month later, we can put up the same post. People are not going to remember that you posted that exact same post a month ago. Or just tweak it a little bit. But that's kind of how you create efficiency, and you're going to tweak it anyway because your story is going to have changed in a month. You know, you're going to have some sort of additional change that has occurred. Maybe you can use a new photo. Maybe, you know, you've had some change in your transformation. But that's another really good tip is to save these, because once you've written them, then you can go back and reuse them. Or like a year from now, you know, Facebook has those awesome memories. I love going into those. I go into those every day and I'm like, oh, what happened like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. So you can go back. And that's actually how I got one of my before photos is Facebook showed me 10 years ago where I was. Like I had a swimsuit picture on a beach in Fiji on my way to Australia for study abroad. And I was like, oh my God, where did this photo come from? I don't think I even had Facebook at that. I don't know if I had Facebook at that point. But I saved that photo and I used it as a before photo. And I talked about, you know, how I was feeling at that point versus now and how much has changed. So, then who knows, maybe in a year or two, that transformation post will pop up and you can use it again. And you can talk about the differences that have occurred, you know, in the last year or 2 years. This is awesome. Okay. Is anybody else?
Oh, I have one thing to add on to what you and Allison are both just talking about. Yes, definitely do face by face, like change your position, change your clothes, do all of that stuff. And when you're talking about trying to come up with new content for a transformation, you know, every week, talk, like you said, talk about what you're feeling and stuff. But it can also be, you could start with something as simple as like, I never ate blank before, you know, and like talk about a food or, I mean, I never got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like your transformation can be your wake up time, your bedtime, what you're eating, how much energy you have with your kids. Like it's not just your weight or what you look like, but those pictures is what, like, you know, sparks the post. And then you can talk about literally anything. Like,
I like that idea.
Literally anything. And also, and this is something I learned from Jenny, when you post a picture like that, I think usually Facebook will try and just like automatically tag you in it. anytime you post like your face or your full body, it's going to say, make sure you're not tagged in that picture, and wait 2 or 3 days and then tag yourself. And then you pop back up in the news feed. Also, everybody, like obviously everyone that likes it, comments, like you reach out to them, but respond. This is something that Gary Vaynerchuk says too. Like, you think you're on top of shit? Like, try this for 1 year. Literally reply to every single person's comment. Every single one. Like, that just doubles your comments on that post, so it's just going to keep popping up more. Tag yourself like after the fact, like wait a couple days and tag yourself, it'll pop up more. So those things are just going to keep appearing, because I know that that's a thing that happens. I think a lot of my audience is there's a lot of like health and fitness coaches, network marketers, like just in my audience. And so every Tuesday they're like, you know, the Transformation Tuesday post, and they just keep scrolling because that's all they see on Tuesdays. So I'll do one, but then maybe on Wednesday I go and tag myself, and then it pops back up, and it's not something that most people are seeing on a Wednesday, if that makes sense. So go back and tag yourself, like save that tag, go back and do that, reply to every single comment. And yeah, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a giant transformation. Like, I have a giant transformation, but then when I do one program, like month to month, it's like, oh, look, I lost an inch. But let me talk about how I can do 20 push-ups or something. Like, there's every level of, you know, comparison and transformation. You can talk about anything. So don't think that, like, if you don't have some big thing that it's not going to grab attention. And you can pull yourself back. Like, you can make yourself more relevant on Facebook just by doing simple things like tagging and tagging other people. Even when you respond, like, tag their name. I mean, like, simple stuff so that it will pop up more and people will see it. That's been a huge help to me.
That's a great point. Yeah, you guys, it doesn't have to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I mean, Tuesdays and Thursdays lend themselves to it because of those titles, but you could do Monday and Wednesday. I mean, that's totally fine. I would kind of steer clear of it on a Friday or a Saturday. But yeah, if you want to do Monday and Wednesday, go for it. It's the 2 times a week. And kind of going off of what Caitlin just said about tagging yourself in it and commenting on everyone's comments, even if it's just a simple thank you. Like, I go through and I comment and I thank every single person who comments on my photo. And then one thing I learned today, because I was talking to Jenny Rearson, because she's like social media guru, because I was getting really frustrated because one thing that she talked about on her call that she did back in December, which we got to get her lined up for another call, was that, you know, when you have a post that does really, really well, your next post, Facebook will show to a lot of people. So you could do a post that gets a lot, like do some sort of like generic or question post that just gets a lot of interaction, and then do a follow-up post that's like a transformation post or something. What I actually found was happening for me was that that initial post would get a ton of interaction and it would be fantastic. And then my follow-up post would bomb. Like, literally get like no likes, no comments. Like, Facebook wasn't showing it to people. And so I was asking her about it. And I even went as far to say, as, you know, I'll have a day of great posting in general, where like every one of my posts is doing really well. But then the next day they suck. No matter what I put out there, it like does not get a lot of interaction. And so I was asking her about this. And she said, specifically with posts that are doing really, really well, you have to give them time to fizzle out, because Facebook is going to keep showing posts that are really popular. So if you have a post that's really popular, it's going to choose to show that post, especially if people are still interacting with it, more than one of your most recent posts. So that's what was happening to me. I wasn't giving it enough time to fizzle out. People were still commenting and liking on that original post, so Facebook wasn't showing my next post. So it's stuff like that you just kind of gotta learn and work through. But that's something that I learned today that I wanted to share with you guys, because it was really frustrating me. I was like, I've got all this interaction going on this one post, so it would be great to follow it up with like a transformation post. And then the transformation post was terrible. It didn't get a lot of interaction because people were still commenting on that previous post. So if you're getting a lot of interaction on a post, I would, make sure like your next post isn't something really important, and let that interaction post kind of fizzle out before you try and post something that you really, really want people to see, because they're not going to see it as long as there's a lot of action still going on that original one. So hopefully that makes sense. I know that's getting kind of technical, but like I said, it was frustrating the heck out of me, and I couldn't figure it out until I asked her. So that goes along kind of with what Caitlin was talking about, with if you're commenting and tagging yourself days later, expect that Facebook's going to keep that one post going. And if it's a transformation post that's going, just ride it. Just try and keep getting interaction out of it.
Like I literally just now just tagged myself back in that transformation post, and I just got another comment on it.
And now that she got another comment, it's going to keep pushing it out, and more people are going to start commenting again. So little strategies. Okay. Does anybody have anything else? This has been an awesome call. Great tips. Well, hopefully that formula is really, really helpful. Like I said, super simple. And I can't wait to see more transformation posts. And you guys, if you put up a transformation post and you really want to get great interaction on it, post it in our team page and say, hey, you guys, can you go over and comment on my post, or can you like my post? And we can help each other build up interaction on our posts, because if Facebook sees that we're liking and commenting on it, it's going to shoot it out to more people. So we're just helping each other. So don't be afraid to do that. Or if like you have a shout out for a challenger or something like that you really want people to see, post it in the team page and say, hey, do you guys mind if you went over and showed, so-and-so some love on this post? I'd really appreciate it. So let's help each other build this up and really get those important posts out there, so we all can hit Success Club and continue to build our businesses. So that's all I got. I don't know who's hosting next week. We'll figure it out. And I'll either be on or I won't. Hopefully I'll be on, because I'm not ready to have a baby yet. So, yeah, you guys have been awesome. This was a great call. Thank you all so much for your tips. I really appreciate it. And I'll get this posted up tomorrow on the team page. So if you need to go back and listen to, the wording that we were talking about, or get some ideas, this will be up. It'll be a YouTube link. And I will see you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.